I'd like to go over graphing a polynomial in Desmos. One reason you might want to do this is so that you can find the zeros of the given polynomial. So we have an equation to work with. I want to factor this function f of x is equal to 7x cubed minus 5x squared minus 63x plus 45. I'm going to enter this equation right here. You can type in f of x if you want, or simply just write y is equal to, it'll give you the same graph. So for this, I'm just going to do y is equal to, that first term was 7x, and if you want an exponent, you can press shift 6, which is a caret symbol, and you enter in 3 for the exponent, you push over, and now you just write down the next term, which I believe was 5x squared, but let me just double check. It is. So I'll do minus 5x, shift 6 squared, I'll push over. Then it was minus 63x, so minus 63x. And the last part was plus 45. So here's the function, and its graph is in red over here. You can change the color really easily by clicking here and holding down, and it gives you several options. So you could switch it to blue if you wanted to, for example. So here's the graph. It's definitely pretty zoomed out, like it disappears off of the window. If you click here, you can hide the function, and if you click here, you can bring back the equation. But I only need to look at the graph at this point, so I'm just going to click this to hide the expression. If you scroll in and out, you can zoom in and out of your equation. But we really only care about these places on the graph. I don't really care what's happening up here or what happens down here. It's just, well, what's this spot, what's this spot, and what's this spot? If you actually click, it'll tell you the number. I mean, it looks like it's -3, but okay, -3 appears to be the 0 here. And this appears to be +3, and that's the corresponding 0. And there's a third number here. It's about 0.714. Maybe that's an approximation, maybe it is exact. But if you're looking to factor this polynomial, you would want to know these 3 numbers exactly. But it's useful to look at this equation because it can narrow down what these zeros actually are. If you do actually want to get a good picture of the whole graph, if you hold down shift and you are on an axis, then you can zoom in and out of the axis itself. So like if I hold down shift and I zoom out, it won't affect the x's, but it will change the y's. So that way, okay, you get this nice looking picture of the whole graph. We're really zoomed out for the y values, but we still have the same x values. So it's kind of, it's kind of nice. Like you get a picture of the graph, but it doesn't really affect where the zeros are. You can still see those locations. Anyway, the point of this was, if you're factoring a polynomial, looking at its graph can be really helpful because it actually will tell you the location of the zeros. Maybe not all of them exactly, but it can be useful for figuring out integers.